Here is a little swatch that demonstrates my woven knitting technique. What you'll do is work in the lighter color yarn and simply knitting one by one ribbing. And the darker color yarn you will not knit at all. You will simply weave that between the stitches of every other row. And as you do this, you'll create a very nice slip stitch edge. And the dark color will stay inside that last stitch so that it remains just inside the selvage edge. And here's how it's done. You'll begin by casting on an odd number of stitches. For this little sample, I've cast on 11. And the first thing you'll do is you will knit one row in one by one ribbing. So knit one, purl one, and continue. Knit one, purl one, to the end of the row. And when we get to that last stitch, it will be a knit one because we're working with an odd number of stitches. So now the next thing we'll do on row 2 is to begin the weaving technique. So what you do is slip every stitch purlwise. So slip the first stitch. Now take your other color, the dark colored yarn, and lay it between those stitches so it's coming from back to front. Now take that yarn to the back, across the second stitch to the back. Slip the next stitch, bring it forward. Slip the next stitch, take it to the back. Next stitch, forward. Next stitch, back, till you get to the last stitch and the yarn goes to the back and you slip the last stitch. Now, what you want to do is you want to knit the next row in one by one rib. So rather than turn the work, you'll need to slide the work to the opposite end of your needle. And now we'll work another row of one by one rib. We're starting with the purl and the yarn is in front, so we'll slip that first stitch, then take it to the back and knit the second stitch, purl the third, and continue. Knit, purl, repeating that pattern till we get to the end of the row. And we purl the last stitch. Now we turn the work. Now we're going to weave another row with the dark colored yarn. So pick up the dark colored yarn, slip the first stitch, the yarn is in front, so take it to the back. Slip the second, bring it to the front, slip, back, slip, front, slip, just as we did before. And we end with the yarn in front. Now you see we're beginning to see how the pattern appears. As you can see, I've worked several more rows in the pattern to provide you a good look at the fabric. I just repeated the 2-row pattern, 1 row of ribbing and 1 row of woven yarn passing between slip stitches. Take note that the fabric is completely reversible, exactly the same on both sides. Both selvage edges turn out with slip stitches, and the dark woven yarn always stays 1 stitch inside the border. When working, if you ever wonder if you're on a knit row or a woven row, just pull your fabric away from the needle and it should become quite obvious. Now you can work this pattern until you get to approximately your desired length, and then decide if you want to end on a woven or a knitted row for your bind off, and you can use any bind off technique you prefer. So next I'm going to show you what I did with this pattern. It's called the Waverly Placemats. And I hope you'll go and visit my website and see all the various designs for accessories as well as garments. And you can also there sign up for James Knit Notes, which is my ongoing newsletter. And if you do, you'll receive a free pattern. Thanks for watching my video. I'm James Cox, and I can't stop knitting.